Hey there guys, Conquertron here, and welcome to kind of a part 0, or the opening of the new lock that's going on in Skylanders Superchargers. Now, usually, like I would just do the basic Trap Team 1 or like the Swap Force 1, but I don't have enough swappers, or jeez, Superchargers. I'm missing a Tech 1 and the Dark 1, which I'm pretty sure Dark shows up. So I came up with a new one. We are doing the artillery lock. What that means, my criteria for the artillery lock was, the idea I had in mind was a slower character. Fine. We are going to be doing this. Is a slower character, or that has a gun or something like that. I prioritized Skylanders that did not have a star in a lock yet. Or tried to anyways. So the criteria was they would have to be, basically number 1 would be that they have to have a gun or like a bazooka or some sort. So, or just like heavy explosives. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, I suppose qualify for that one. After that I went for slower characters if they were slow, which means that all giants qualified because they're all pretty slow. And that means that so the giants are always a backup one, but I went with, except for light and dark, I went with one character, or a maximum of 2 characters from each game. So we got, I'm just trying to find a character who I realized I should be putting in this. So, only 2 superchargers, 2 swappers, or 2 people from Swap Force, that kind of thing. Seriously, where is he? Alright, I found him. Jeez, what the heck. Alright. So, I suppose we might as well get into it. Okay, maybe not. I forgot that you can skip stuff in this, but whatever. Now, I forgot what I was about to say. I actually modeled this entire lock off of one character. That's where I got the idea from. Another character, kinda, sorta, I kind of bent the rules a little bit to let him be in there. So, once it loads, I can show you who it is, I guess. This is already 2 minutes in. Why can't you skip this? Alright, screw this. I am not... Why can't I... Come on! Alright, I skipped it. Shield Striker. Yeah. Oh, now it's glitched, is it? There, Shield Striker. I had it on the portal this entire time, so...
Shield Striker.
Okay. Well. I suppose we might as well go for it. So, for our magic character, I was kind of tied between... Our magic character is going to be Cobra Kadabra. It was kind of tied between Cobra Kadabra and Ninjini. I chose Cobra Kadabra because he has a gun. He's not exactly a slow character, but he does have a gun. So, like I said, that's kind of what I went for. So, yeah. And for another reason, and later, I'll just do that now. Our tech character is going to be Spyrise. Now, it was between Spyrise and Chopper. I chose Spyrise because I wanted to use Cobra Kadabra. So yeah, it was either Spyrise or Chopper. If I chose Chopper, I couldn't have used Cobra Kadabra, and I'd have to use Ninjini, and then I couldn't use somebody else, and then it's just kind of a whole chain reaction thing. And I chose Spyrise because he's got a bunch of gizmos. A bunch of them. He's got, his basic move, then he can charge up that little charge shot to, like, see enemies' health. You can do that. Or, like, throw a little pulse gun at the beginning of going into the sky. There's a lot that you can do with Spyrice, and I would figure at least one of them would qualify for this thing. So that is why that I'm using Spyrice. I'm now regretting my mistake of doing, you know what? Let's go to a different save slot. I'm doing this in a different save slot. I do not want to do that. I'm doing this in a different save slot. It'll just make my life easier. But we still have to load. I can keep going though. So yeah, Spyrice. Also, we haven't used Spyrice yet before. So that's a plus. I just gotta keep track of all of these, huh? Alright, yep, adventure. Let me just get into the thing first. This one, because that's over. And then once we load, I'll show you. Alright, so I'll show you what I meant. I'm going to put Cobra Kadabra. Actually, no, Cobra Kadabra is a pretty obvious one. I'll show you what I mean with Spyrice, and then we'll get on to it. And while this is loading, I can start putting some Skydivers away that I don't need. Really just the fire trap. Push those over there. Another tech character was also Drill Sergeant, and then Magna Charge, but I eventually, and Bouncer obviously, but I eventually narrowed it down to those two. A Magic Skylander, there really wasn't a whole lot. There is Pop Fizz, but I've already done a solo run with him, and then like kind of Wrecking Ball, not really. Trap Shadow, not really. So, yeah. I mean, Spiral, I guess so, but he's not exactly a slow character. Alright, so I'll show you what I mean, if I can figure out how to do it. So, yeah, that pulse, the big pulse thing there, like, that's gotta count for something. And then, like, you also got the laser. That's gotta count for something. And then this one, that's definitely gotta count for something. And then, like this, that should count for something, so that's why Spyrice is here. Alright. Our next victim is actually going to be the Earth representative, Crusher. Now, Crusher can change, because I've actually got another Earth character coming that will fit the thing better, so I might change Crusher on, but Crusher's here as a default. The Earth element doesn't have any obvious ones except Sharpshooter Terrafin, but I didn't want to use him because of the other two superchargers here. So, like, it was a really jack of all trades. It was really a last one, because, like, there's Bash, I suppose, because he's slow. Crusher, Scorp, just because of the long range. Doomstone, he's pretty slow. But I just thought Crusher kind of fit it better. The other one, I ordered it. It should be coming soon. Hopefully by the second episode, I'll switch him out with that one. Alright. Let's just do the air. Air, there was a lot of pretty obvious ones, but I eventually went with Boomjet. It was kind of between Boomjet and Jetvac, and then there was also Hurricane Jetvac, Swarm, but I eventually went with Boomjet. I know that he was already in a lock. He's kind of the only one that was in a lock. Whoops. But it just fit better because he's got the grenades. Like, that's got to count for, like, they're explosive. So, and, like, you can also make a big charge shot. So, I figured that this would work pretty well. Jetvac, he's got a gun, but that's basically it. Same with Hurricane Jetvac. So, yeah, that's why I chose Boomjet. So that was like two Swap Force representative, a trap team, and a giant. Let's do the other trap team. It's the fire representative. This one was pretty obvious. It's Kaboom. Kaboom, he's got a giant cannon. He's a slow artillery character. It's pretty obvious what fire would be. Like, there was also Hothead and what's her face? Torch. They've got guns and stuff like that, but Kaboom just fit it better. He wasn't a lock, so he just fit a lot better because, you know, the big gun and then like explosion and then like this artillery thing, like pew 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 pew. Like, come on. All right, now for our undead one. Our undead one is going to be the other giant on this list, Eyebrow. Eyebrow's just here by default. I didn't realize that Undead had so few far range characters or like anything that resembled it. Eyebrow's they're the only other two that I could even come up with were Funny Bone just because he's ranged, and Crypt King because he's slower. You've got this big sword, but I eventually went with Eyebrow because you've got the slow punches. Like you can detach your eyeball and do this. Like it's not exactly artillery, but like this has got to count for something, like that big cannon shot, and then you can do that. So I mean, all those together, it's again he's just there by default. All right, let's get our light and dark air characters out of the way. Our first the dark character was again really here by default. That is going to be Blackout. Blackout's here for a few reasons. I do not have Nightfall, so she was out. And Nightmare, I was not going to do a lock with Nightmare. No. And besides, Blackout just fit better like the wing whips. He isn't exactly what I call he's slow running pace, but I did it because he's got these orbs. And he just fit a little bit better than, like you can charge up this to do this. And then you can do this. So overall, he's just got a little bit more, I think he just has a little bit more artillery theme to him than Nightmare. Alright, the light one was pretty obvious. Originally I was going to go Spotlight, but I forgot that we even had Astroblast. Astroblast has a gun. What else is there? Like seriously, he's got a gun. It's not exactly a slower gun, but it's a gun. Then you can also throw this like a grenade, you know? You can shoot it in the air. So I mean, like that's got to count for somewhat artillery, and then you can do a little rainbow kick. So like I really did it for the grenade bit, and I'm actually pretty sure you can charge it up to do a big shot there, or like call a sheep down. That I don't think I have that upgrade. Let's talk to Persephone quick. Persephone, I suppose, whatever. Wow, I don't even have all his upgrades. Yeah, Cobra Cadaver doesn't have all his upgrades, and then the next character, the life character on this list, is going to be Turbocharged Donkey Kong. He doesn't have all his upgrades. He's actually at the path. He's the Sky Meebo of this whole thing. Turbocharged Donkey Kong is here because he's actually kind of slow. He's a slower melee character. The only other choices were really there's Food Fight, but I didn't really want to use Food Fight. And again, like I said, I kind of tried this was the one that I kind of bent the rules about to do Donkey Kong, because like he's got the barrel, like you can chuck a barrel, like that's got to do like big damage, and then you can literally shoot yourself out of a cannon. I figured that those two got to be close enough. And like if you go into Super Donkey Kong mode, you can like start raining stuff from the sky. He's only at his path, so like that's a thing. So yeah, hopefully I can get his final upgrade for his path, because that's his best one. And then like you can do stuff like this, so like bada 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 bing, and then like smash. I suppose all of that together should really count for something, you know? Alright, so now we get to our last kind of the water representative. I modeled this entire lock out of this thing that I got to use this character. And that is going to be the one and only Dive Clops. To those of you who don't know, I absolutely adore Dive Clops. And Dive Clops is the perfect character for this list. He's a slower character. He's got a big gun that shoots missiles. You can charge this up to go boom. He's got explosions everywhere. Then like you can do a little pulse with this, like boom, boom, boom. So overall, I think Dive Clops is like the perfect representative for this one. Like I said, I modeled everything after him. So that is going to be who I'm using for this lock. As always, I'm just going to go front to back. I'm not going to care about the things. The only changes is that when my thing gets here, after my 2-week break, hopefully, my character, hopefully he will replace Crusher. yeah. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's episode of the first Skylanders Superchargers Artillery Lock. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.